So you want to start working out, or you've been off the bandwagon for a little bit and you want to get back into it. Or whether you're starting for the first time or whether you've just been out for a little bit. A lot of people have questions about where should I start? How often should I do these workouts? What workout should I do? Should I get a gym membership? Should I stay at home and do a home gym thing? Lots of questions. Let me give you my 2 cents as a trainer that's been at it for over a decade. Look here, gang, whatever you choose to do, whether it's running, playing sport, Pilates, yoga, weightlifting, whatever, you're going to need good midline stability. So a lot of people call it different things. You'll hear it called core training or core stability. When I say midline stability, what I'm talking about are your muscles across your upper back, your abs, which includes your obliques, your lower back muscles, and of course your six pack, and then your hip muscles, specifically your glutes. So when I'm talking about midline stability, that's what I'm referring to. So I tell everybody, whether they've been at it for a while or this is their first time ever, that you need to get everything between your nips and your hips on fire. Because remember, the body moves from core to extremity. That's science. So you want to make sure that your core, your midline, is extremely tight. All those muscles in and around your trunk, because that's where we're going to draw our power from. It's where we're going to draw our stability from. So it's very, very important to have everything nice and tight. The analogy that I absolutely love is if you think about stepping on a can of your favorite beverage and it's empty, like you've cracked it open and you've consumed it, and you go to stand on it, you're going to squish it. Now, do the same thing with a can that's been unopened, it still has pressure. You're gonna be able to put a lot more weight on that canister. So that's how you wanna think about your midline. It is this canister, but it is much more difficult to replace this canister. So you wanna make sure those muscles are really, really strong. And not just strong, but coordinated. You need them to work together. So if you have really strong abs and really strong upper back and glutes for days, but they don't work together, i.e. you're not very coordinated, that's like having a team of all-stars that do not communicate with each other. They're still not gonna win that championship, right? You need everyone to be on the same team, and nowhere is that more important than your midline. So my first recommendation for people is whenever you're getting back into it, or you're trying to hop back on the bandwagon, is train your midline. Now, how do you do that? Well, it just so happens we have several playlists dedicated to helping you retrain your midline so that you can move from a place of excellence. But of course, there are a ton of resources online. We get it. We're not everybody's flavor, and that's okay. So go out and look for some resources to help you figure out how to train your midline. If you're really not sure where to start, like I said, we have playlists that are dedicated to that that'll hold you over in the interim until you find the flavor that you really enjoy. Now, how often should you do these exercises? Every single day. Now, mind you, midline training doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna smoke my arms today and I'm gonna do a bajillion bicep curls and tricep extensions. Midline training is something you should do every day. Even while you're sitting here watching this video, you should be sitting up nice and tall, pulling those shoulder blades back and down, and sitting up like you're at a fancy dinner party. And that's what I mean by you should train these muscles every single day. Now, if you go to watch some of our videos, there are stretches, activations, and integration exercises that basically help you retrain your midline how to work together as a team so that you can have a very strong base of fitness. We stretch out the muscles that are too tight, activate the muscles that aren't working that should be working, and then we integrate them into a bigger movement pattern. Now, that's just how we phrase it and how we do it. It's not the only way to do it. It's just how we found works for most people. So like I said, hop over there and give them a look real quick. But there are also exercises like your back squats, your deadlifts, running, swimming. All of these require midline stability. If you want to do well, if you want to move pain-free, you've got to learn how to use your midline while you're doing any and every activity that you choose to do. So it's applicable for everyone. No matter what you want to end up doing, midline training is 100% the place you should start. Not every day is going to be a knockdown, drag it out, fight where you're just gonna be in a pool of your own sweat on the floor after the workout. These midline exercises are just things you should do every day, like I said, as simple as sitting up while you're at your desk. Now, should you get a gym membership or should you work out at home? That answer is super easy. Do the one that's gonna keep you the most consistent. If you're like me and you hate stinking up your space, I don't like working out at home, and I really don't do well because there's about 100 different things that can distract me on any given day. So for me, it's better to go somewhere, whether that's a local gym or a box, whatever. So if you're like me, you might want to go join a gym somewhere. But there are a lot of people who have a real tough time stepping into that gym environment because it can be intimidating, and you might be thinking, ooh, what if they're watching? Ooh, what if I'm doing it wrong? And if that's you, don't try to force yourself into that situation. You can always work up to one of those. But there are a ton of resources online. Again, shameless plug. We've made some of these videos for you to be able to do in the comfort of your own home. And if that helps you stay consistent and you're not as easily distracted as I am, then a home gym or home workouts, that's a phenomenal way to get started. So look into it. And again, if you want to look around but you need something in the interim, head over to our playlists. Check out those videos. But let me tell you my story, and maybe that'll help you get on the right track for your fitness journey. So I started off in high school. I joined my weightlifting class that they offered right there at the school. I did that for 4 years. Probably weren't the best workouts. They probably weren't the worst. My gauge for success on a training program is, am I staying flexible? Am I getting stronger, faster, and am I getting injured? And if I can check off 3 out of those 4 boxes, then to me, that's a good program. And we had a board that the weightlifting teacher would put up there, and I'm pretty sure he was a wrestling coach. So it was a whole bunch of circuits, a whole bunch of upper body stuff. I think we did a lot of leg press, but I don't recall doing many squats or deadlifts. I don't recall doing any deadlifts at all. I know I didn't because I didn't learn those until I got into college and I had to train myself. So anyway, I did that through high school, but after high school, there wasn't a weightlifting class I could just join. So then I went to a community college, and in that day and age, you could just hop online to bodybuilding.com and pretty much find whatever program you wanted to. So I found 2 that really float my boat. The first one, and I did this one for a while, was called Diesel in Days. I used to have a training logbook for all these things, and I did this for at least a couple years, intermittently with this other one called the 5 on 2 off. So I kind of bounced back and forth between these 2 to change it up a little bit, but the Diesel in Days was 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. So you could do that every single week. That I adhered to that schedule for a long time. Even through college, I adhered to that. The 5 on 2 off was just 5 straight days and then 2 days off, right? Pretty simple stuff. Now, the Diesel in Days, it had 4 workouts that you would just cycle through. 1, 2, 3, 4, repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5 on 2 off only had 3 workouts that you kind of had to bounce around. It would go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Sorry, workout 1, workout 2, workout 3, workout 1, workout 2. So you just kind of repeat, which on this one, it's a lot of upper body. In hindsight, I should have replaced one of those with a leg day, and I should have done a leg day twice, but what are you gonna do? Like I said, I got faster, I got stronger, I didn't get injured. I wasn't getting very flexible, but I remember that because it was hard for me to touch my toes in that time of my life. I remember that. But at any rate, I knocked off 3 of those 4. Then I went to university and I decided, all right, it's time to up my game, but also I had a consistent training partner, and we did David Knoll's Killer Strength Program. And it's just your basic progressive overload plan. So we would increase our weight each week for, looks like up to 7 weeks, 14 weeks. And then as you increase your weight, you decrease your reps. Not super complicated stuff, and it had a bunch of accessory work on there as well. So we did that. We repeated this cycle for a long time. We went through it quite a bit, and it got me some really good gains, really good strength, but it also helped having a training partner that was pretty consistent at the time. Right after we got done with this and got tired of this, I started doing a Navy SEAL training program. I don't know if it really was or not, but basically all it was is progressive training for body weight stuff. So running, swimming, and calisthenics. So I ended up doing, you start off really low mileage on your runs and a really short amount of time on the swim. Now, I didn't keep up with the swim like I should have, but it got to a point to where I was swimming 45 minutes consecutively, and then I would go run, and then I would do my calisthenics. Well, that ate up a lot of my day, and it didn't mesh with my classes. So I gave up the swimming, and I kind of wish I would have stuck with it. But anyway, I stuck with the running because I didn't have to change out, and it was simple for me. So at the end of that program, you end up running about 6 or 7 miles a day for Monday through Friday, and then you do a bunch of calisthenics, and you're supposed to do the swim, but I stopped at some point in time. And that was a good little cardio blaster. I enjoyed that, but I really enjoyed lifting weights. So after I got done with that whole training program, I think it was probably a 14 or 20 week program. So after I got done with that one, I went back to weight training. And at this point in time, I'm a health and exercise science major, so I was knee deep, waist deep, chest deep in the whole world of fitness and writing programs and learning about the body's biomechanics. So I actually made my own workout program, and it started creating the backbone of how I actually train people now. I've obviously made some changes over the years, so I like to think it's more sophisticated, but I actually adhered to this program for a while. It was a 14-week program, just started to implement all the knowledge that I was learning at my school with my degree, and a lot of push-pull exercises, a lot of, upper, lower splits and all that good stuff. And then after college, I started training other people. So I started writing my own workouts and writing workouts for other people, and my process got a little bit more refined, and I started really learning about how to take care of the joints by not doing the same exercise several days in a row, but, spreading it out, but then also making sure that you're not doing a whole bunch of pushes one day in several days in a row, and then a whole bunch of pulls several days in a row. So I learned to take care of my joints better, which in turn helped me take care of other people's joints better. And now fast forward to today, and I'm still doing weight training. I'm getting faster, I'm getting stronger. I'm actually more flexible now than I was in college. I'm stronger than I was in college. I don't know about faster, but I'm definitely stronger than I was in college by a lot. And I'm definitely more flexible. And this whole time, I've never dealt with any serious injury, right? Knock on wood, but I've never dealt with any serious injury. And that's because I've had a very progressive, very holistic approach to training to make sure I'm getting all the movement that I need, but not overdoing it. So I hope that helps you guys. The big takeaway from that is that all of those programs that I did, I really enjoyed doing. So whether I had a workout partner or whether I didn't, I still went, because most of those programs I did by myself. There were very few years where I actually had someone in there with me working out. You have training partners that come and they go. It just kind of is what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just life, right? But I really enjoyed doing that. So if your thing is running and you really enjoy running or swimming or lifting or yoga or Pilates, whatever it is, do something that you enjoy doing. So whether you have a training partner or not, you want to go back in there and you want to get it done. That was a very low activation threshold for me, so it was super easy for me to want to get back in there and lift weights. Hope that helped you guys. Hope it helps you get that first step in your fitness journey. Really, guys, the first step is just get out there and do it. You're not going to know what you like until you do it. You might say that you hate running, and you start getting on the trail and you really enjoy it. That's okay. You might say that you're terrified of lifting weights because you don't want to look like a meathead, and you won't understand that you love it until you do it. So get out there, give it a try. If you don't like it, that's okay. You can always go try something else. Hope that helped you guys. If you need any more help figuring out what your first step should be, drop us a comment below. Let us help you out. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to help you out. We'll see you guys next time.